Yallwest. Yallwest. What did you think it was called? Yeah. Here's my friend Martini. Yay! Martina, where are we going?
Yallwest.
Yallwest. Yeah. Yay. Yay. We're an hour away still, so we're just driving. There's nothing to show you either, so there's desert. What'd you say?
I'm so tired.
You're so tired?
Yeah, I can't express my joy. I'm going.
We're both like, yay.
I need a coffee. I need a coffee.
You need a coffee? You should be like me and just not sleep the night before. None of us slept in here, but we just don't.
I can sleep later when I'm dead.
Sleep when we're dead.
Yeah.
I'm excited even though I'm tired. And thank you to our mama who's driving, even though she has no interest in this.
That's a fact.
It's because she loves me. What did you say that you, last year we talked about taking the train? And I was like, oh yeah, the school's only like a few blocks away from the station. I was like, yeah, you know what, we talked about that. I was like, it's probably not too late. You would still have to drive me to your house.
Damn, yeah.
At the closest metro. So it's still an hour away from where we are, so I don't know, at that point, you might as well just drive.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what you were thinking, right? Yeah. Okay, we're back in the car, and I suck at vlogging because that's, yeah, it's a nice rainbow shiny tumbler. I like it. So we've already hit up In-N-Out, Starbucks, but we're on our way home. I'm sorry, everything's really shiny because that's how this works. We're exhausted. It's like, I don't know, 3 o'clock, but we left at 1 because that's what we do. All right, so did we have fun?
No.
No. No? What?
Who?
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had lots of fun.
We got lots of books.
Yeah, we did.
We got lots of bags.
Yeah, lots of bags again too. Thank you for driving, Mama.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming, Martini.
Thanks for inviting me.
Are you gonna read all your books, Martini?
Yeah. I hope to.
Which one?
The love story.
Oh yeah, like a love story? That one looks really good.
I can't wait to read it.
That's where we got the pride bandanas from too. There were a couple fantasy books in there that I think I'm looking forward to. Quite a few contemporary, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what some of these books are because I actually hadn't heard of a lot of them. Like, I got 2 that I wanted, Wilder Girls and House of Salt and Sorrows. Is that what it's called? Sorrows and Salt? Salt and Sorrows.
My fair taste of
The salty pears. Okay, everything is salt. Like, I really wanted those ones, and it was just kind of fun to go around to the different areas, see what was there. So yeah, had a lot of fun. We're all really tired now, just worn out, even though I don't know how some people can do that like all day. Had fun.
It was great.
Felt like a really long day, even though we weren't there very long, but that's how it felt last year. But it was cooler in the morning, so it was nice. It was overcast and cool, and then it started to get hot later on. So I'm glad that we leave in the heat of the day. All right, wrap up the vlog, Martini.
Later.
Whoa, whoa, oh my God.
There you go.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, we gotta take off now.
Oh, my shin is so tired of walking that I don't even have control.
Can't feel your feet, just gotta go.
Hello everybody, it's KJ. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, May 6th, and I am here to wrap up my Yallwest trip vlog and show you guys all of the arcs and little bits of swag that I came home with. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. Okay, so the first one is Going Off Script by Jen Wild. Jen Wild is the author of Queens of Geek and The Brightsiders. So this is a young adult contemporary about Bex, who is a TV intern working on a script for her favorite TV show, and she hopes that she'll be working in the writer's room, but it turns out that she's more like running coffee errands type of stuff. But she gives her script to the head writer, who basically takes it and turns her main character, who is a lesbian, into a straight character. And at that point, Bex is like, hell no, you're not doing that to my queer character. So they basically have to get back at the head writer and fight back against the heteronormativity of Hollywood type stuff. So I'm here for queer books, and I love contemporary fiction, and I really enjoyed Queens of Geek. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. This one, I believe, comes out sometime this month in May. This will be available to purchase or borrow from your library pretty soon, I think. So Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Nguyen. And this is a young adult contemporary fake dating trope. Like, oh my God, I'm always here for fake dating tropes. That is, I guess, kind of one of my favorite tropes. I'm here for it. So Mia and Jake are basically like those kids who just know each other their whole lives, and their parents are kind of like, wink wink, you know, you two should date. And they're getting kind of irritated about it, so they decide to fake date for the sake of it, to get their parents off their backs. And you know how fake dating tropes go. It's all fake until it's not anymore. So it's one of those, it's probably going to be really cute and just a little bit melodramatic, like a lot of fake dating books are, but I'm really here for this one. I believe this is also coming out sometime May, so it'll be available for purchase or borrowing from your library. Pretty quick here, so I would get on that. That sounds really good, especially if you like the fake dating trope. All right, the next one I have is On a Scale of 1 to 10. I like this cover, it's very interesting. This is by Ceylan Scott, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But this one is a young adult contemporary about Tamar, who goes to a psychiatric hospital for teens. Something happened to her best friend Iris, and she either can't recall it or won't recall it. And it's basically about coming to terms with the past and maybe learning to forgive yourself for things that you can't control, stuff like that. Maybe just an inside look at a psychiatric hospital and what the teens who live in it go through. I really hope it'll be a good character study. Like, that sounds really interesting, and it's a pretty short book, so I feel like this one will be pretty good. And it's published May 14th, so coming up here pretty quick. You will purchase and borrow from the library, and I suggest it probably if you do like books about mental health and those types of books. I hope it's handled well. I'm really eager to read it and find out. The next one I have is If It Makes You Happy by Claire Can. I don't know if that's how you say her last name. She's the author of Let's Talk About Love, which it has asexual characters, and I really enjoyed that one. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is a young adult contemporary about Winnie, who is obviously a beautiful fat girl, and she's living her best life in her small town with her ungirlfriend, which I was like, okay. And this summer she becomes the summer queen of her small town. I feel like this might be, I don't know if it's a pageant or like the way prom queen and king is. I know very little about stuff like prom because, well, it's not really my thing. So it's something like that, I think, because there's a mention of the summer king. So yeah, this is about Winnie like having to overcome her fears of being in the spotlight for the summer queen, defying expectations if people think someone like her can't be the summer queen, and just trying to live her best life for whatever that means for her. So I'm here for this. I'm here for this. This reminds me like it might be something like Dumplin' by Julie Murphy is what I'm feeling from the back cover. Maybe something a little bit like that. Don't know if the character's queer or not, but it sounds like she might be. So I'm here for this. This book, I believe, is set for June release, so not too far away, but this does sound like a nice, fun summer read. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this. Okay, the next one I have is Like a Love Story by Abdi Nazemian. Sorry if I'm butchering the names. This is a young adult contemporary, but it's set in 1989, so it's kind of a modern historical, I don't know what you call it when it's the recent past. It's still technically modern contemporary. Alright, so this one is about, Riza is a young Iranian boy who has just come to America with his stepfather and stepbrother. He knows he's gay, though he doesn't really want to admit that to himself or have others find out. And we have a second character, Judy, who admires her uncle Stephen, who is a gay man with AIDS, and he devotes his time to activism. And so Judy never really imagined finding romance until she meets Riza and they start dating. Now Judy's best friend Art is their only out and proud gay student at school. So he has really conservative parents. He basically, you know, rebels against them by documenting the AIDS crisis with his photography. Art and Riza start to get closer. Riza has to come to terms with himself and what he wants, and also try not to hurt Judy and the relationship that they do have, especially because they are, you know, great friends, and really the three of them have this great friendship together, it seems like. So I'm really here for this. This just sounds really wonderful, really queer. I'm loving it, and I think it will probably be really important for many of today's teenagers, especially young queer ones who probably weren't around during the AIDS crisis and don't know a lot about that time period and what it meant to be gay during that time period. So I think that's really important, and I really love this. I do have a signed copy by the author, so I love it. This one is set to come out in June, I believe. Yeah, June 4th is the set publication date. So this one will probably be a little bit of a, as I say, not as much of a light and fluffy summer read, because it's got a little bit, you know, it's a little bit of a heavier topic. But I'm looking forward to looking at these young adults in this time period and their friendship and relationships, and I'm really looking forward to this one. So June, okay? Okay. All right, the next one I have is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is the Yallwest edition, so it says you will change, you might survive. And it's funny because it's a paperback, but it's a dust jacket cover. So I kind of like that it has its own cover. So this is what the cover looks like, which is beautiful. I really love this style of a cover. I think it's really beautiful. Okay, so this one is, I'm going to say young adult contemporary horror. I'm not sure if it's, you know, alternate world or if it's still supposed to be set in our world, but I'm just going to call it contemporary horror. So this is about a group of girls at a remote boarding school on an island when a mysterious illness breaks out. It changes people into monsters, and I think this book delves into the complications of what that means for girls who have so much of their identity made up of what they look like. and like beauty standards in our society. So it's kind of an interesting take on Lord of the Flies type tales. It's got that kind of body horror type stuff and queer girls. So I'm really into that, but you know, if you're not into horror or body horror, this might not be for you, but this just sounds fantastic, and I'm really interested about like the societal implications of this book. So I love it, and I believe this one is set to come out July 9th. So this one is smack in the middle of summer, and I don't know. I hope you guys will check it out when you can because it's beautiful. I also have a signed copy. I was so excited to be able to go to Yallwest and get this copy and get it signed because there were basically a few books that I really wanted when I went to Yallwest, and this was one of them. So I am so excited to get to read this. Hopefully I'll be able to read it before it comes out and give you guys my thoughts, but who knows? Sometimes I'm not able to read as fast as I would like, but we shall see. All right, the next one, which was one of the other ones that I wanted from Yallwest, and that is House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig. It says, be careful who you dance with on the other side. So this is another one of the desk jackets that are special for Yallwest. So this is what this cover looks like. Quite pretty. Alright, so this one is a young adult fantasy about 12 sisters who live with their parents on a remote island, and I believe 4 of their sisters have already died and gone back to the water that surrounds the island. Everyone in the surrounding villages of this island believe that this family is cursed, and I guess they would after a lot of that stuff is happening. Annalie meets the sea captain, who seems to know more about her and her family than maybe he should or anyone else does. And Annalie discovers that her remaining sisters are sneaking out in the middle of the night to go dancing until dawn, but you know, who and what are they really dancing with? That's the question. So this is like a remix of a few different fairy tales with a gothic twist thrown in and maybe like mermaid type vibes. Like, I don't know, I'm really here for this. It just sounds interesting. I like fairy tale retellings, and I like fairy tale remixes that do maybe something different with the stories, and I especially like gothic stories. So this just sounds like it's all right up my alley, and this one comes out in August 6th. So this one we have to still wait a few months for, but then it'll be available for purchase. But I do suggest either, you know, like pre-ordering Wilder Girls and House of Salt and Sorrows if you haven't already, because they sound really interesting, and I am stoked to be able to read these, and I was just so grateful that I was able to get a copy of both of these books, and this one is also signed, so I'm really grateful. All right, the next one I have is Emmy in the Key of Code by Amy Lucido. This is a middle grade contemporary about Emmy, who moves to California with her family, and she takes a coding class and becomes friends with Abigail. There's a lot of middle grade type stuff to deal with. There's bullies, a teacher getting sick, finding out that Abigail has been keeping their friendship secret. This just sounds like a really cute middle grade story, and I love that it's about girls learning coding, because we don't get enough of girls in like math or science type stuff. So I'm really excited that this is coming out. This is coming out in September, so it's kind of a back to school type of book, which I think is kind of the perfect time for it to come out. I love middle grade. I don't read enough of it, and I'm excited to read this one. It sounds really cute. All right, the next one I have is The Grace Here by Kim Liggett? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, names. All right, look at this cover though. These covers are always so pretty. Very pink, I like the layers to it. Like, I don't know if you can see the white, like the white outline of the flowers and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a layered cover. I really like it. And it's that soft matte, so Anyway, so this doesn't have proper synopsis on it, and I could have looked it up, but that's not my MO. So what it says on the back is magic or madness. It is forbidden to speak of the grace here. We're told we have the power to lure grown men from their beds. They believe our skin emits a powerful aphrodisiac. of a girl on the edge of womanhood. That's why we're banished for our 16th year, to release our magic into the wild before we're allowed to return to civilization. That sounds very interesting. This sounds like a bunch of 16-year-old girls are going to be let loose into the wild to get rid of their magic. So this strikes me as, let's see what some of the blurbs say. Fiercely feminist and hauntingly aware, a dark fairy tale of a book that speaks to the time that we live in, shrouded in mystery and magic, brutally smart, devastatingly lyrical, a hearty blend of Lord of the Rings and The Handmaid's Tale. This is kind of like dystopian with magic, so a fantasy-ish dystopian. This sounds interesting though, especially if they're comparing it to Lord of the Flies and, you know, a bunch of 16-year-old girls out in the wild with magic. I'm just like, what could go wrong? I don't know. So I'm really excited for it. The fact that like I actually hadn't heard of it before Yallwest, I was surprised about. So this one comes out September 17th. So again, we have to wait after the summer, but yeah, I'm excited to read this. Okay. All right, I have 3 more that I got around the same time. All right, so the next one I have is Anya and the Dragon by Sophia Pasternak. And this one is a middle grade fantasy. Anya's babushka has always told her to keep to herself and not cause trouble. When they're about to lose their home, she goes to try to get money from the Tsar's henchmen, and the deal is to capture a dragon. And so she goes on this adventure, and the dragon ends up saving her life. Anya then has to choose between saving her family and saving the last dragon in this country, this world, I don't know. So this is set in an Eastern European fantasy world inspired by Russian folklore, Vikings, that type of stuff. Middle grade Eastern European, Russian, and dragons. This sounds amazing. So I'm here for this book. I love books with dragons too, so that's a weakness of mine, and just yes, I'm here for it. So this one comes out September 24th, so another after summer. If you like middle grade and you like middle grade fantasy, this sounds like one that will be really, really good. And I just all right, the next one I have is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. Look at yes, this cover. This is a young adult fantasy. I'm gonna try to read some of this because it's a little bit of a more complicated one. 17-year-old Ava is a princess born with the magic of blood and marrow, which is a dark and terrible magic that hasn't been seen for generations in the vibrant but fractured country of Mire. Its last known practitioner was Queen Raina, who toppled the native Chimera royalty and massacred thousands, including her own sister, 8 generations ago, thus beginning the rival heir tradition. So living in Raina's long and dark shadow, Ava must now face her older sister, Issa names, in a battle to the death if she hopes to ascend to the ivory throne. Because in the queendom of Mire, only the strongest, most ruthless rulers survive. There's magic, battles with family, assassins, there's fae, there's fae people. This is set in North Africa inspired fantasy world. Why did I say that so weird? So I feel like there's going to be some interesting dynamics of this book between the families dueling and people coming in and taking over and massacring natives' lands and stuff like that. I like the implications of stuff, and I've really been loving a lot of the African fantasy and sci-fi that I've been reading lately, so this just sounds like it's gonna be another really good one. Magic, assassins, fae, intrigue. I'm here for this. This one comes out in October, so again, we've got a bit of a wait, but if you like any of this stuff, this fantasy, I definitely suggest pre-ordering this one because it sounds like it's gonna be good. Alright, last one I have is Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. This is a young adult fantasy. I see dragons, so you know, me and dragons, I'm here for it. I'm here for it already. Okay, so it's a little bit hard to read the back of it because it's shiny and it's dark. Annie and Lee were just children when a brutal revolution changed their world. Where once dragons were ridden by the aristocracy alone, now anyone, including the lowborn, can have wealth and education and even the chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. So Annie and Lee are both rising stars in this new regime despite backgrounds that couldn't be more different. Annie's lowborn family was executed by dragonfire, while Lee comes from one of the aristocratic families that was slaughtered in the revolution. So growing up in the same orphanage forged their friendship. 7 years of training has made them rivals for the top position in the dragon riding fleet. So everything changes when survivors from the old regime resurface, bent on reclaiming the city. Lee must choose between killing the only family he has left and betraying everything he's come to believe in, that he's grown up learning with Annie and being part of the Dragon Riders. So Annie must also decide whether to protect the boy she loves or step up to be the champion her city needs. And I'm like, okay, dragon tournaments, political intrigue, and romance. Fireborn calls into question which matters most, the family you were born into or the one you've chosen. I love chosen families. I love the chosen family, found family trope, whatever you want to call it. That is maybe my top trope in all books, is chosen families. So dragons, blood family versus chosen family. I'm so here for this. I'm ridiculously here for this. Okay, so this one also comes out in October. Yes, another one to pre-order if you like dragons and fantasy, political intrigue. It sounds so good. All of these books sound so good, so good. Okay, so I'm almost done wrapping up. Those were the arcs that I got, and I was honestly so thankful for all of these books. I had like a fantastic time at Yallwest. Everyone was really nice. The other attendees of the event, people running the booths for the publishers, everyone was just super nice. So I did get some swag, but I'm not going to go through all of it just because, you know, when you end up with stuff, just stuff. So something that I really like are these pins from Grim Lovelies. One says witches, beasties, royals, and goblins. So they're just really cute pins. I could take them out of the plastic, but you know, I don't. So I love these pins. I also got a little Grim Lovelies nail polish, which it's cute, it's gold, it's glittery. I like it. A Grim Lovelies, oh, it's a little round lip gloss with a mirror in it. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm going to. I just picked up a few pins. One is from the Hocus Pocus novelization, and it says Witch Please, so I liked that one. The other one is from Artemis Fowl, which was one of my favorite series when I was growing up, and it says, he's so smart, it's criminal, which if you've never read that series, I highly suggest it. It starts out as a 12-year-old genius boy who basically uses his talents for evil, and he comes across magic and fae, and the series evolves from there, and it's really, really interesting. I love it. So if you haven't read it before like the adaptation comes out, I do highly suggest it. And then I have a little Stranger Things that just says read Stranger Things from Netflix, and it's just I like it. I like the concept of read Stranger Things. I know there's a novelization. There's maybe more than one novelization now, but I like it. So I have a little fanny pack from Fierce Reads, which helped to carry a lot of these little swag items that I was going to lose. And that's pretty much all that like I'm really keeping, but I got a few tote bags. So this one that says No Shelf Control by Swoon Reads. I love that one. This one that says Change the World, One Word at a Time. An imprint from HMH Books for young readers. The other side says Versify. I like that because it's like diversify, but just versify. And then I have a riveted bag from Simon Teen, which I just like the shape of this bag because it's kind of wide but short. Like, it was just an interesting shaped tote bag, so I was really glad about that. I was able to get a bag for Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn, who is an author tuber. It says books are meant for reading. It says I Heart Rochester in space. So in this bag, I have a giveaway pack. So yes, I am giving away some stuff if people are interested. I mean, it's free stuff, why not? So I have a second copy of The Gracier. One is girls being set loose into the wild at 16 years old with magic, mayhem, Lord of the Flies, feminist type young adult fantasy. I'm here for this, and you should be too, and you have a chance to win an arc of this because again, this one comes out in September, so yes. And along with that, let's see, I have a second copy of On a Scale of 1 to 10, which does come out this month, but again, it's a free ARC if you would like it. This is the one about teens in a psychiatric hospital. It's a psychological contemporary dealing with mental health, so I like that one. I have a bunch of samplers. So the first one I have is Winterwood by Shay Earnshaw, who wrote The Wicked Deep. I don't know if this is a sequel or a companion novel of sorts, but this is a sampler of that. And I believe Winterwood comes out in November, so you can get a sneak peek of that before the book is released. All right, I have a sampler for Courting Darkness by Robin Favors. I don't know how to say her name. I'm sorry. I believe this one came out early this year, so that might be good. I have a sampler of two books, Come Find Me by Megan Miranda and Fragments of the Lost by Megan Miranda. So these both seem to be young adult mystery thrillers. I don't really know much about them. The sampler looks interesting, and I'm always one for a good thriller mystery. There's that. I have a sampler of We Are the Perfect Girl by Ariel Kaplan, a young adult contemporary, I think. And it says, Afra likes Greg, who likes Afra's best friend, Bethany, who Greg thinks is a mysterious girl he's been messaging every night, who is actually Afra. Things are going to get complicated. Look at the back. It's funny. So this sounds like a kind of romantic comedy with catfishing. I'm not sure why we think it's cute and funny to have catfishing in books and movies now, because I'm just like, But there's a sampler of this, and who knows, maybe it's handled well in this book. I would certainly like to find out, because I like romantic comedies and I'm here for it. I'm always here. I'm always up to try something. I have a sampler of One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, and the other one is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. So these are both, again, young adult mystery thrillers. I believe they are both out already, but if you haven't had the chance to pick them up, a sampler is a good way to get an idea of whether or not you will like them. All right, so I have two ARCs and some samplers. I have a couple more of the Grim Lovelies sets of pins, and that is it. So I'm going to do this in two separate giveaways. That way, two people have the chance to win one of these books. I'll have it separate, so you can win The Grace Year or you can win On a Scale of 1 to 10. So both young adult, one kind of fantasy, one contemporary. You can win one of these along with some of the other goodies of samplers, pins, tote bags, that type of stuff. So if you would like to enter this giveaway that I'm having, I do have a Rafflecopter linked down below. Just a few things you can do to enter and gain more entries if you want them. Please like this video if you liked it, and leave a comment down below about if there's any of these books that you are really interested in reading, or if there's any books that you would like to buddy read when they come out. I'm all here for that because I love that. So leave a comment down below. Commenting on this video will be part of the Rafflecopter, so you can just talk to me about books, anything you're looking forward to, any other books that are going to be released in 2019 that you're looking forward to, let me know. The winner will be posted probably in a month, and then I will pick the names of two people to win two prize packages, one for each book. So it'll be a surprise. That will be fun. That'll be fun, I think. All right, so this was it. Thank you very much for watching my Yallwest vlog and this haul. I tried to make it not too terribly long, but it's one of my videos, so of course. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in my next video, and for sure, if you want to know who wins the giveaway, I will see you about a month from now. Okay? Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.